All right, guys. Good morning. YouTube, Facebook. I'll make this quick. I can't stay too long. Now, first and foremost, the quakes. Let's run over the quakes, man. So far, California, guys. It's getting crazy. California had four. California's sitting on four quakes between 2.5 to 3. All right. Nevada. Nevada's getting a lot of tremors. Idaho. Idaho is getting hit. New Mexico getting hit. Texas getting hit. New Mexico got hit twice. Texas got hit once so far. And they're big quakes. All right. Now, Mexico. Mexico didn't get hit. Actually, Mexico did, but it's small. There's a lot of tremors going on. A lot of these, when I emphasize on these quakes, when I say these quakes are, I try to point out the one 3.0 and up, basically. I look at the one that are under 2.0 and below. To me, is like a tremor. I don't really consider them to be, because you really don't feel them. And so most of these the ones that I'm reading off to you guys is from 3.0 and up. A lot of them, especially when I'll point them out more, especially in Russia. There's a point in Russia, man. It's on an island. I forgot the name of it. Uh, it's I forgot the name of it. I actually wrote it down, but I forgot. Anyway, it's just at that point, that particular location, it will never stop. It's like anywhere between 4.7 to like 6.6. And I know why. It's because of how the plate meet. It's like a perfect 90-degree angle, and the island sit right at the tip of it. And I've noticed here, they already got hit 3 times. It was 4.3, between 4.3 to like 5.8. Not 100% sure on that, but I know it was 4 and above. So that's one of the part on the map that I'm seeing where it's not as frequent as California, but when it hit there, it hit hard. No, what's going on? I'm noticing California is that California is getting hit a lot, but they're not big. But still, you see what people don't understand with the fault lines in California. It's not really one; it's actually two. Even though it's actually two fault lines. There's one that run off the coast of California, and there's one that basically run literally right is so it emerge into the coast a little bit, but it literally run right through California, got cutting right over there, over in San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco is like right on it. So all that there's a lot of activity right there. So that's why California is getting hit so much. It's because of that fault line is actually pretty active. I've never seen it this active, never have. But so far, I think California got hit like 4 or 5 times already with 2.5 magnitude and above. I mean, come on, look at the numbers. It's crazy. They also got hit, but it's lower. I don't point that out too much, but there's still activity there, even though I don't really point it out. There's a lot more activity going on, but the magnitude is not as big. You guys get the point. Texas got hit hard. All right, New Mexico got hit hard twice. Um, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico is in the crosshair, and it's not. They're not. It's not going to stop in Puerto Rico. You guys are in the crosshair, like right smack in the middle of the crosshair. There's no way around that situation. The only way around it is just get out. If you ever want to think about leaving, I think this is probably great information for you to have. That's the only way you get away from this. You just have to get away from that island, because that island sit right smack on a fault line. Literally, it's not going anywhere. So you're stuck on a fault line. And on a very small island, that's not a place that I would want to be stuck at. It's not pretty. Indonesia, the southwest south hit is actually getting a lot of earthquake activity. Japan, New Zealand, off the coast of New Zealand, Fiji. Fiji's also getting hit a couple times. Man, Solomon Island, Bolivia. Well, Alaska get hit a lot. I don't really try to point it out. I mean, if what are the chances of this video getting to Alaska? I mean, I'm not not sure, but let me. They're actually getting hit pretty often. A lot of big quakes. These quakes are mostly found at the tip of Alaska, so it's not really the fault line. It run at the south part of that um, piece of land. So it's like it's not really it's really in the water, but it's very very close to the land, and that's why most of the activity in Alaska is actually south. So if you're ever thinking about moving to someplace new in Alaska, I think, are you in the south? I think you should consider going north. It doesn't matter where you're going north, but as I said before, what are the chances of this video getting to Alaska? It's very very small. Anyway, um, Afghanistan, you guys are getting smacked. Afghanistan got some big quakes. Iran got some big quakes. Japan, did I point out Japan? Japan got some big quakes. Um, where else? Iceland. I don't really say much about Iceland, guys, but Iceland, they're getting so. Iceland get quakes right now, and I think on an average of every 15 to 20 minutes. But they're not getting big quakes. They're getting very frequent quakes, and it's because I personally believe the plate where the tectonic plate meet already. I think that is already it's already let loose. That's just my personal opinion. As I said, I'm not the expert. I'm just looking at numbers. I'm not the expert, guys. Trust me. I'm a guy who like to do research, and I'm going to share with you guys and do critical thinking and what I think, what's going on, what I think. I'm not saying I'm right. It's what I'm thinking because I'm using a number system. And once I'm a huge fan of Tesla, man. And one thing I've learned that Tesla used to do is that he have a system he used, and that system is based on numbers. And by using the system, you narrow your chances. Like if you're trying to solve a problem, the chance of getting the problem correct is higher than actually incorrect because you have a way of doing things. It's basically managing risk. Same thing, I use it with. I think I've called a few prediction here, and it turned out to be correct because people actually message me and tell me that, Nick, what you're saying, I'm looking at it right now, and it's just cool that somebody else out there he actually know what's going on because, and as I said, guys, I'm not there in those places. I can't be at every place I want at one time. I wish I could. I would love to, but as I said, I get the information. I look at the graph. And I'm not just looking at it once. As I said, I've been looking at this for many years. But I would say 12, 13 years. I watch quakes. I love to watch the quakes. I love to watch a volcano. It's just a hobby that I had. But as I said, to me, it has now turned into a game because I've never seen this before. And game mean like the numbers are off the charts. They're through the roof. And it's kind of like it is kind of cool to look at it sometimes, but I know those are life or death situation. I'm aware of it. Kind of cool meaning, is this real? I know it's real, but the cool thing about it, like, holy moly, everything that I've been thinking all these years, the time people call me crazy, and the things that I told them that was going to happen, it's right in front of me. It's right there. I knew this was coming. I knew this. I've been saying this for over a decade. I have. And the cool thing about it, it's in front of me. I'm looking at it right here. I'm looking at the map. I'm looking at the logistics. I'm looking at the numbers. Guys, the seismic energy so far is insane. It's almost an atomic bomb. It's almost 8 o'clock, 8 hours already. Earth have experienced the impact The seismic energy impact that's equivalent to almost an atomic bomb. Wrap your mind around that, people. Now, if these explosions keep going off, there's going to be movements. Russia, I think the land at the bottom of that island is already moving. It's no longer stuck in together. There's no way. It's impossible. Look at the numbers. Russia is in the five quakes in Russia. The five quakes are now having a party in Russia. I categorize it by quakes. Then the quakes are having a huge party in Russia, and they're all 5 and up. Those are big parties, man, and they're getting whooped. That island is getting whooped. If you guys are in Russia and you guys see my video, I try to remember. I will try my best to remember the name of that island. It's actually hold on. I think I write it here. Bear with me. Okay, if I pronounce this incorrectly, I apologize. All right. Kamchatsk. I'm going to spell it, but this is just how I'll pronounce it. Kamchatsk. 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 If you're on that island, get the hell off. Get off, because that place it will literally, I honestly think it's just a matter of time before that piece of land is in the water. How can that land withstand all that quakes? It's not possible, guys. I'm looking at the number system. I'm looking at it. I see how frequent the quakes are. I see the magnitude of it. I do research on quakes. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I've done the research on big quakes, small quakes, and I read more about it. I get to know more about the fault lines, the subduction zones, and stuff like that. And I educate myself well enough to know that when certain activities start happening on a very frequent scale, things can happen. Things like tsunami. Yeah, things like the piece of that land break off wherever it was, no longer there. Yes, it's possible. And it has happened in the past. Nothing new. This is nothing new. Absolutely nothing new. No, the difference is I've been gathering this data for a long time. So by me gathering the data, I know something is wrong, because this is not something I've just jumped into. People on Facebook know, that's been following my posts, that I've been screaming this on the top of my lungs for a while now. Yes, I have. I have. Because I've been collecting data and I see where the numbers are going. The number is up, folks. It's not going down. No, it's going. You have one direction only. Just going to keep going up. So if you guys know that place in Russia, if this video ever get to Russia, you get the chance to leave that place, man, you should think about it really, really, really hard. And trust me, you won't be regretting it. All right. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Puerto Rico, as I said, U.S. Virgin Islands also getting a few quakes, and one happened in Argentina. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing. Another thing with what I was saying before, they found on the ISS satellite, they found plants, actually organisms, which are edible plants that human can actually eat, growing in space. No, they're not like the plants here on Earth, but they're plants that you can actually grow under very harsh condition with basically no gravity, and no rainfall. But the point to this is that it's something that can actually eat by human being, and the human being, that being, sustain life. And it tells me that organisms fly through space all the time. Now, what if those organisms that they found in space, what if it's also food for another set of beings? Ever try to think about that? The beings who can actually go in space because of their technology and survive and stay in space a lot longer than us human beings because genetically or there something to do with. I do believe that um, we are genetically tied to celestial beings. Yep, I'm going to say it publicly. Because I do believe in God. I do believe God created human being, but He said in the scriptures, the Spirit of God is in me. Now, to do some critical thinking, if my dad and my mom, come together and made me, my dad DNA is in me, and my mom DNA is in me. I'm fully aware of that. Now, you take it on a celestial level. So, if God could come to Earth, don't you think God? I think in Genesis, I think He said, I forgot. I mean, I'm not. My mind is running all over the place a little bit, but it's something to do with the fact that um, if you look, the scriptures basically say the your Creator is in you, and I was thinking about that for years, and then one day it just hit me. It's His DNA. It's His DNA. That's why we are natural born creators. Because if the creator DNA is in me and the creator is a creator who can create things, and obviously he's saying, Jesus said it, I am just like my father. I'm nothing like Jesus. I'm not perfect. But Jesus himself knew he was a creator. And if you just guys, sometimes thinking outside the box is not a bad thing. It really isn't. I love to go outside the box, but I'm not always right. I'm not saying I'm right either, but I know for a fact that, and I love to make mistakes because that's how I learn. But of all these years that I've done collecting information, love to read books, ancient books. Um, I've read a lot of them, and one conclusion I can draw, which I do believe in a creator, is that my creator is in me. I am fully aware of that. His DNA is in me. DNA. Why do you think it's hard for scientists these days, when they try to study these DNA? It's impossible. It's like a code they can't read because we're not meant to read the codes, folks. It's that simple. When they're looking at these DNA they take out of people, they're looking at DNA that are tied to celestial humans. It is. All right. So that's the reason I can think of. If they find edible plant, I can't remember the name of it because normally we all know how these NASA scientists are. They find something new. The name is like it's the dash B576Z1 blah, 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 dash. That's how NASA is. It's like they're writing an algorithm code to name something. So I'm not going to remember that. I don't want to remember the name of it. I just want to know the purpose of what they found. It's edible plant that can actually be eaten by human and sustain life so you don't die. It was growing in space on the space station. They just released article. Not article. They just what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say. I forgot. Anyway, that it's so the article that they found about I got sidetracked. The hotel, the space hotel. I was aware of that. It tied perfectly together because I'm thinking. Then it hit me. If I'm going to have a hotel in space, why would I only leave the hotel to come to Earth to get food? Why would I want to do that? Think about that. You're in space in a posh hotel. But if you need food, you have to jump on a shuttle just to fly to Earth and fly back to your hotel. Who would want to do that? Wrap your mind around it. Nobody. How are you going to feed people? Haha. Haha. There you go. Every single thing is tied together, guys. It's not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence, folks. If you think it's a coincidence, please do me a favor. Go ahead, slap yourself. Because you're stupid. There's no such thing as coincidence, folks. It's all planned. Yes. It's not yet out there in the article. The article with the space station, space hotel. They're going to tie it with space farming, space agriculture. They're going to tie it with it. I promise you. It's coming. I don't know when. I'm telling you from now. I'm telling you from now. I got it from good sources, but you will see it in major headline. Maybe come on the news, but I got it from great sources. All right. Now, I don't want to get sidetracked too much. I get you guys all confused, but it also ties with earthquakes. Think about it. Think about it, guys. Do you really think these billionaires want to be on Earth knowing they can live in space? Come on. Where do you think they're going to go? Where do you think they're going to go? You really think this space hotel is for you and me? Think about it. For you to take somebody to space, you have to put them in a rocket. You got to launch that rocket. And that rocket takes something called helium. Yeah, helium. Helium. That's what they use to put rocket in space. I hope you know that. Are you aware of how hard it is to get your hands on helium? Are you aware of that? It's possible, but the work it takes to get helium costs a lot of money. Do you really think somebody want to leave space just to come to Earth, spend a lot of money just to have food on a daily basis? Nah, nobody want to do that. No, they don't. So all of a sudden, you guys are going to start hearing about space farming. Don't be surprised. You're going to be like, what? Well, I told you so. All right. But everything, my point that I'm trying to say is what I'm trying, all this information gathering, it just, everything start to make sense. It actually start to make so much sense. I've never seen it make so much sense in all the years I've been studying this at all, because the proof is now in front of me. I'm thinking, I got billions of dollars. Do I want to stay on this rock moving like that? Or do I want to be in space? Come on, I'm getting in space. I don't want to be on this rock. I don't. I want to get off of it because I know what's coming. You guys get my point? I know you do. All right. But so it's extremely interesting. That was crazy. When I got the information this morning, I was like, whoa. Space farm. I sat there, I processed that. I was looking at earthquakes. I'm like, it cannot be a coincidence. This cannot be a coincidence. Look at the timing. By 2027, Space Hotel will be up and running with space farms. When the whole party just started. The party just started, but yet they're running away from the party. Think about it. The party just started and they're running. Come on, man. You don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out if you get the data. You really, really don't. So, guys, I want to thank you guys. I don't want to take up too much of your time. It's just that something hit me this morning. It really did. And I know what I'm looking at, and I know I'm not crazy. I'm fully aware of that. I am not crazy. I am far from crazy. But the data that I'm looking at now with quakes is off the chart. It's through the roof. It's through the roof. All of a sudden, the rocks start shaking, and there's space hotels, even though you haven't heard about it yet, but I'm just telling you from now, space farming is going to be tied with the space hotel. Why? All of a sudden, all these new space living, farming in space, living in space, and doing this in space, and playing basketball in space, all of a sudden start appearing. Because they don't want to be in the party. they're running away from the party. And you see what the party, and it ain't for you and me. So get that thought out of your mind. It ain't for us. That bus ain't for us. We're dealing with transportation that need helium. If you guys realize how expensive that is, holy moly. This is for the 1%ers. They can afford it. We can't. I'm sorry. We just have to know how to deal with the party. You know, the best way to know how to deal with it is to get knowledge. So, as I said, get your hands in books. All right. Hard copy on how to be self-sufficient, seed preservation, how to get clean water that's dirty, you know, so you make it clean so it's drinkable, so you can actually use it to survive. Those are good skills to have. All right. I just gave you guys some food for thought. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the enlightenment. But I will try to keep you guys as updated as I possibly can. But as I said, that information there with about the space farming was interesting. I find it a very, very interesting information. I want you guys, it's, as I said, it's not mainstream information. It's not mainstream information. But I'm tying it with that space hotel. That's my theory. But I'm not saying I'm always correct, or what I'm saying is going to happen. I'm just using critical thinking. I have a system that I use. I get the knowledge. I have a system that I use, and I try to tie things together because trust me, I know everything. Nothing happened just to happen. I do believe every single thing that happened, it's tied together. How can you tie it together? And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to put the puzzle together, put it together. And that's where I'm at with the puzzle. They're running from the party. Yes, they are running. They're jetting out of here, like the Jetsons. All right? So we need to do what we need to do. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. YouTube, I saw some questions. I can't answer all the questions, but people are okay. Let me see here. Can't answer all the questions there on YouTube, but thank you guys. As I said, you can always find me on Facebook. So again, Facebook, thank you. YouTube, thank you. And I have to go, guys. So stay safe. God bless. And keep doing your research.